Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a video about how I save for big purchases. So yeah, if you've never seen me before, my name is Tommy, and I would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you guys can be notified when I upload a new video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these tips. So tip number one, I think, is to have a purpose for saving. Example, like for me, I saved about $6,500 to purchase a car. At first I was gonna flat out buy a car that was $6,500 or something like that, maybe $6,000 on the car, but I ended up buying a new car and put that $6,000 as a down payment. Maybe you want to save for a trip or something, or just to have an emergency fund, a backup plan, a rainy day fund. So if you don't have a purpose, it's kind of like hard to maintain something, especially if you're not working towards something. So a purpose or a goal, maybe you don't even want anything specific, or you just want to try this as a little experiment, but just have a little goal, I would say. So let's say you want to save $300 just for no reason, but just that goal of $300 is something that you want to meet. So that's what I'm talking about by have a purpose. Okay, so the next tip is open up a savings account or buy a jar. For this open up a savings account part of this, savings accounts can be joined with your checking. So there's kind of like a feature where you can, like, let's say you buy something for $3.67. So there's a feature where it'll round up to the nearest dollar, the difference of what you have bought. So that'll be 33 cents going into your savings if you do the round up thing. I think there's another one where every time you make a purchase they deduct an amount of money. I don't know if you set that amount or if it's $1 or anything, but those are options. I do not use those options because I just like to manually put in the amount. Every time I would have money come into my account, I would decide what needed to be put, like on bills or what I would need for spending money, and that leftover money I would try to put as much as I can in savings, so that's separate from like my everyday spending money and my bill money. But whatever's left over, I will put that in savings. So sometimes it could be $100, sometimes it could be $200. It could probably be $10 or $50 or $30, just depends on what I got paid that month and what expenses I have incurred. I know you're like, a jar, but just hear me out. A really big jar from like a craft store, like a Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, something like that. And what you want to do is you want to get some E6000 or some super glue, and you want to glue that lid shut on it, cut your little hole in the top, so that way you can't get into the jar. I think this is a really good tool. And also, if you do decide to do the little savings account jar thing, I would also recommend painting the jar so you can't really see how much money is inside. You just kind of keep adding money in forever, for however long, and then I guess one day you'd be like, okay, this jar is full, or maybe after that jar is full, you go ahead and put all that money in a savings account or something. So tip number 3 is add to the account every time that you have leftover money. That is what I do whenever, like I said, kind of in step 2, anytime I have just an extra amount of money that I really don't need to live on, I will put that money in savings. So an example that I have is that I'm a student, I'm in college, and if you do have student loans, or if you do have scholarships, sometimes, like in my case now, I've accumulated a lot of scholarships, and the leftover money that you don't put towards books and things like that, like, that's your money. Maybe you get a Pell Grant and your parents pay for the rest or something like that. Well, that leftover money goes to you, boo. So most people, I know most college students go and blow through their refund money. They be buying all the new shoes, all this, all that. For what though? For why? For me, when I would get a refund, of course, I may spend like a good $500 or something on myself, but the rest of that money is going into my savings because at the time, like I said, I was saving for a car. I was saving up to purchase a car. So again, I think when the fall rolls around and I get, my next refund or something, I will probably continue to save the majority of it because I want to pay off my car. I don't really like having a car note. I think it's kind of dumb. Not dumb, but I don't really enjoy having a car note, So I want to pay off my car as quickly as possible. And me saving up again, I'm just going to save up a whole bunch of money and pay off my car note. Yeah. I just like to eliminate my debt or whatever. However much money that you have to put aside and save, then do that. Number 4 is you want to limit unnecessary spending. It's easier said than done. I know, you have to learn to go without. Like for me, I know just take this for example. At school, we have a meal plan, and I noticed that for me, I run through my meal plan at school like within 2 months, versus my friends be like, oh, I still got $100 left at the end of the semester, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how? That's how I be feeling. Like, how y'all got money left? How? And y'all got all this money. Buy me a meal. Buy me a meal. That was literally me. So just thinking about that, a lot of the times I was spending my money on, why am I clapping? What? Okay. I would go to Starbucks like every day, get me a little drink, you know, on my way to class. So applying that in a real life situation, because that money had been paid for through my tuition. But in real life, you know, somebody who goes to Starbucks every day to get coffee, or if you're eating out every day, which is something that I'm guilty of, and it's crazy how fast, you know, your whole paycheck can go when you're eating out every day. So opt eating out every day for cooking meals instead, or meal prepping, which it can allow you to have, you know, really good for fulfilling meals. Also, just looking into some of your expenses that you have incurred already. So something like Spotify, Netflix, Hulu, HBO Now, like those subscription services. I know that I have Spotify. You might want to eliminate one of those items, especially if you have Netflix and you don't really use your Hulu. You might want to get with your friends. Like my best friend, she got that Netflix, I got Hulu. So my friends, you know, we switch and swap, you know. Let me get your Netflix, you can watch my Hulu. And the thing is, my Hulu is connected to my Spotify, and I do like Spotify. So like if you have Apple Music and Spotify, what are you doing? Like just pick one, dude. If you're paying for Amazon Prime but you only buy something like once a year, let that go. Let it go. I mean, last year I had purchased HBO Now over the summer. So Insecure was on, I paid for HBO Now, but as soon as the show ended, I canceled it. So don't just let unnecessary expenses occur for no reason, you know, like be smart about how you're spending your money. Okay, my tip number 5 is, if you dip into your savings, always put the money back. That's something that I've become accustomed to. Like if I know that I have dipped into my savings, I will put that money back whenever I get the chance, and then some. This is more so concerning with the savings account. You're always out here smashing your money, Jardine. I don't think that's going to work with you. Try the savings account option. When you borrow money for somebody, not somebody gave you some money, but when you borrow money, you pay it back, okay? So when you borrow money from your savings accounts, pay it back, you know, put it back. Always pay yourself back, you know, when you dip and dabble into these accounts. Okay, and my last tip number 6, is get excited about saving, y'all. For me, it's fun knowing that I'm working, like I'm getting closer to a goal that I've made for myself, or something that I desire that I can actually pay for. Actually paying for it myself and saying I did that on my own is like the reward for me. That is what I enjoy about saving. Like, whoa, I actually did that. Like, that was me. I did that. Just seeing the money in my savings account, like the numbers keep going up and up, I'd be like, oh girl, yes, we balling, but we not touching. I saw this yearly savings plan where you put in like $1 starting out the first week, then $2, $3, $4, $5. I think the highest amount that you put in is like $35, but that's a week, guys. And at the end, you will have $1,000. And I think that's a cool savings tip if you guys want to try that out with your jar method or something, or with your regular savings account as well. I know saving can be a little difficult if you don't have a job or things like that, but over the summer I work. So this summer I'm doing an internship at this kind of factory, and I'm actually gonna be out there working. This job pays pretty well, like really good, y'all. I ain't never made this much money in my life, but those jobs are out there for high school students, you know, college students, adults. You know, the amount of money that I'm making these short 10 to 12 weeks is actually the amount of money that an adult is making like every day of their life. You know, I've been working since I was 16 years old. So if you really want something, if you want to be great, you'll find a way. For all the tips that I had for you guys, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, then go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you enjoyed me and my personality, then go ahead and click that subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell so you guys can be notified when I post a new video. And lastly, leave a comment down below. I know you guys have some tips of your own that you would like to share, so leave them down below. Help another person out. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!